I'm going to take a shot at throwing it in my hand so maybe you can get a quick.
And remember the mantra, C-Mac is pink and black, and it's real fast. That thing is so fast, it's way faster than the other ladybugs. It's like a ladybug on meth.
What a concept.
Yeah, right. Right.
My friend C-Mac.
There you go, it likes Pat. Now the other thing that'll happen, you guys have done this, you've been out in the field, you get one of these on you and they'll bite you.
They do bite. Yeah.
Because they have taste receptors in their feet. So they land on Chris and they go, "You're a big hamburger, dude." And you're going, "Ow!" Right? So they'll bite you. But, you know, really the whole thing about this is, you know, you get back to one of the things that we used to say was build it and they will come. There's enough beneficial insects that are around here that we don't even hardly know about. But if we make the space for them, they're going to come in here.
I'm going to turn the squash off.
Oh, yeah, you better, because it may be smoking, buddy. So if you guys have any specific questions about, you know, any of the crops that you're growing, or think, oh, I just caught a yellow jacket. How's that? Now, okay, yellow jackets.
What are they good for?
Kind of good. I don't want them near my house, I'll tell you that. I'll nuke them. But if they're living over there under the base of that tree and I put a flag over there and keep people away, these things will eat caterpillars all day long. These guys are major predators. If you've ever sat near a yellow jacket nest and watch them bringing stuff in, they chew caterpillars up into these little green balls. You'll see them show up with this big fat green ball or yellow ball. And I'm like, that's a caterpillar, that's a caterpillar, that's a caterpillar. So they're good, but you don't want them in your house. You don't want them to hurt your pets, you know. So, I mean, here's something that could be beneficial that's, that can also be a pest. And the other thing that I'll mention, and then maybe we'll take a break, I was a state apiarist, and I've noticed there's some bees out here, and the #1 agricultural chemical in conventional agriculture across all categories of agriculture are neonicotinoids. And they're based on the nicotine molecule, and nicotine moves in water, okay? So what happened, you put that stuff out. If I treated a hemlock tree and right next to it was a tulip poplar, that merit will move in the soil and get over in that tulip poplar and get out in the nectar. It only takes between 4 and 20 parts per billion to permanently paralyze an insect or to make them where they're disoriented. And the other thing it does, it lowers their immune system. So if you have an insect that's gotten dosed by imidacloprid or merit or one of these other chemicals, their immune system goes down and they start dying from all these weird diseases. So the fungal guys will say, well, this is a fungus. And the virus guys will say, oh, this is a virus, okay? And what it really is we've given our bees AIDS, and not just the bees, but the flies and hummingbirds and bats. You want to know what gray nose disease in bats is, that I think is? It's this, yeah, the white nose syndrome is, what do bats eat? They eat bugs. When bugs get intoxicated, what happens? If you get a sublethal dose of merit, you fly around like crazy, like a lure. You know, if I'm a bass fisherman, the best thing you want to do is you want to have a wounded fish. Bass will go crazy. So here's this moth, and it's just gone. It's here an Inagata-Davida drum solo in its head. Okay, bam, a bat gets it. Well, bat gets another one. Pretty soon, that bat has eaten enough neonicotinoids to drop its immune system to make it susceptible to white nose disease. What's happened to hummingbirds? What do hummingbirds feed? Nectar. Hummingbird populations have plummeted because they'll drink it. Now the thing with birds is they have a mammalian nervous system, and our systems will gradually slough merit off. But insects have a different kind of nervous system, and once they get a little bit of merit, it just sticks and stays with them the whole time. So a low dose over a long period of time is just as deadly as one big high dose. And the other thing they don't tell you, wait till this car goes by. Merit breaks down into 2 compounds that are called olefin compounds. Those compounds in poor soils last for 19 years. and they're 10 times as toxic as the parent compound. So every time somebody's putting merit out there, restarting the clock with these olefin compounds, now it's not going to take 19 years in our soil, but you get out in the Midwest and some of those real hard clay, down in Georgia and those rock hard red clay soils, that stuff's permeated with that stuff. So you think back again, we've got genetically modified stuff, we're soaking in neonicotinoids, we need a big organic revolution. I would like to take Watauga County and say Watauga County is organic. We're up in the mountains, we're the headwaters of 5 river systems, right? So somehow Hillbilly Boy ended up there working on hemlocks, okay? So now, you know, I guess we'll go eat something, but with this hemlock stuff now, with the Pacific Northwest and us knowing that there's a winter predator and a summer predator, now we've got that system. But if you think about what they've been doing, and it kind of, I mean, okay, maybe you need to do this because, you know, they've saved the trees that they've injected, but there's something that curls my skin about going out into a pristine forest and dosing these trees with merit. Because what do bees do? Where do bees get propolis? Bees get propolis from conifers, okay? And so one of the things that they've been finding in these beehives as they go out, and they get them off hemlocks too, is that propolis, that gooey, gummy stuff that bees coat their hives in, is loaded with merit and neonicotinoids and olefin compound. So what happens? That hive dies, and the other thing that happens is bees will not rob that hive. When that hive dies, bees won't rob it because they come in and they taste that honey, and that honey's poison. And so if you guys think about it, you know, that's what happens with some of these hives that have been poisoned by merit. They just gradually, the bees get disoriented. If they eat a sublethal dose of merit, they line up, you know, they line their dance up to the sun. But if they're stoned out, they don't know where they are, they line up some other direction, they go, and they've got food, and they go, oh, you know, they're supposed to go here, but hey, it's over there. And they keep sending everybody, and the bees are going out, but they can't. This messenger is effed up, okay? And I used to be the state apiarist, so it isn't like I'm coming from some funky place here. I've had friends that have lost thousands and thousands of colonies of bees that have transported them from here to California, put them in almond orchard, get sprayed with merit, bees are gone.
We did a story on the garden show, and there's a petition circulating now to stop the use of neonicotinoids, and
yeah.
They have lost us over 1 million hives because of
Oh
that.
yeah.
So, you know, find out. I'll put it on the resources page of Living Web Farms if you want to try to get involved, because, you know, people need to hear.
And the other thing you got to remember, this is almost like this is our new generation's DDT, because once you put this thing out, people are going to look for the merit, but they should be looking for these olefin compounds, because it turns out they're the thing that's stable. They're 10 times more toxic, and they last in the soil for years. Word. That is the word, man. I'm telling you right now. All right.
He's wondering what we're doing.
That's right.
What do I have?
We're pointing at you.
Converting a potential gardener.
All right. You have, oh, you have a chironomid. So you've got a little midge here. This, if I saw this, I would know that I was close to water. So the other thing that happens with a lot of these bugs, once you've done it for a while, if you swept a field and handed it to me, I could probably tell you what habitat it came out of. If it had midges in there like that, it's next to water, okay? There are other things that you find in drier climates. And so anyway, I'll stop here. If there's any other questions that people have, let's entertain them inside. I think Pat's got some candy honey squash.